Friday to each and every one of you. Welcome to our Friday team huddle. Blessings to you as well, Coach Catherine. We do this call each and every Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you definitely want to make sure that you're plugging in, but most importantly, that you are plugging all of your team members, team members in. You definitely want to get them close to the fire, okay? And as I was saying before, guys, this is April, the beginning of the month. We are well into our next 90 days. Some of you may be brand new, but one thing about building this business is knowing when to build, how to build, and exactly what to do in that process. And so now we are coming into the spring months, and there are going to be things that we need to do in order to make sure that we keep our business moving and keep our business active, right? So you want to make sure that you have your pen and your notebook ready to take copious notes because, again, great leaders, they take notes, they study their notes, they implement their notes, okay? And then they go back and teach, right? So all of this is about duplication, right? So, guys, my name is Miss Nikki Alexandria. I am not your trainer for this evening. I am just your host. And I have the absolute pleasure to be able to introduce one of the visionaries of Unity, okay, which Unity stands for you and I together. Yes, because the truth is we can do so much more together than we can ever do apart, right? And I'm super excited that 10 years ago I was able to connect with this gentleman. And it is because of this gentleman's leadership and mentorship that I've been able to have, success in this industry, right? Now, he comes from very humble beginnings, okay? We're talking about, a high school graduate, blue collar worker, former U.S. paratrooper, who made a decision that he wanted something more for himself, his family, and his community, and went on to become a serial entrepreneur, successful serial entrepreneur, and a highly sought after coach, mentor, and speaker, literally helping thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people around the world grow in their business and just grow in life. And so I am honored that he is definitely one of our mentors. Okay. He is what we call the people's champ, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and move on out of the way of greatness and bring to the line again one of the visionaries of Unity, none other than Executive Director, Mr. Jason L. Scott the first. Mr. Scott, are you there, sir?
Hey, young lady, absolutely fine. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir. I can hear you and I can see you. Go ahead and take it away.
Excellent, excellent, man. You know, when you say executive director, I'm like, that don't even sound right, man. It don't even sound right no more, right? It don't even sound right. It's like when you hear a rank for yourself and you know you should be further along, you should be like, don't even sound right to be. They say, let me introduce you to the director. You be like, that don't sound right. Introduce the rising star. Like, let me introduce this person who hasn't even hit a rank yet. In your mindset, you gotta be like, yo, that don't even sound right. And for me, being an executive director after like even 90 days into the business, like for me, that don't sound right to me. Now it may sound exciting to other people, and of course, part of the edification is what we do in our process. And I appreciate Miss Nikki Alexandria always being that astute business leader, coach, mentor, leading the charge on us on everything. But I'm like, yo, Nikki, as you saying, I'm like, yo, and the thing is this, when you're looking at this, a lot of times, let me get my coffee real quick. When we're looking at these things, a lot of times we start to think that it's everybody else, somebody else, or other people not doing. If somebody said only did this, and if people had only did that, if somebody had only stepped up and did what they had to do, all these other things that we do a lot of times because our business is us and them. So our business is we. What do we do as an organization? What do we do as a team? What do we do? What does we? But part of that we is the individual themselves. So for me, I take responsibility for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, and this is a things that, as I'm saying these conversations, I want you to think about yourself as well. I know that in this space that we're in, right? We're in a network marketing space. We build and we coach leaders. Even on this call, there's several other people I could have texted. Some of you guys got a text. Some of you guys, I mean, those of you who normally on, I know you're gonna be on, but it's other people. I just purposely, I'm like, now, man, I'm gonna send out a text because as a leader, they should already know. As a leader, if I have to remind them to get on the call, as a frontline personal leader to myself, if they're not on the call, they're not on the call this time. I'm not even going to send it out because you got the dare to dream. You understand the systems. I tell people to plug in, put it in your calendar. But the thing is this: I was going through one of my old notebooks, right? And because I like to go through my own notes, right? And in this book right here, this is one of the books that I've carried. I was actually cleaning up my garage today, getting everything ready for my ability to go into my garage and work out, Coach Catherine, and so I could spend some time in there. So I had to get things out that was packed in since the winter time was coming in, and straighten some things up so I can get my things ready in the garage again. And as I'm doing that, sometimes I got a bunch of different bags that have notebooks. And I'm looking around and I got a lot of them in the garage, like different bags that I have. I see a little bit. I got different bags. See a little bit. I got different bags that I go through, right, in the notebook. And as I go through these things in my notebook all the time, right, I'm like, I find different things that I've coached on at times. And this is one of the books that I've had, right? And as a matter of fact, I forgot this little thing that I would talk about. That's why I put this here, because it reminded me of some things that I've coached on. And this is one of the books that I've used because as a life coach, I have different things that I put down when I'm coaching clients, right? And I have clients that I work with. Sometimes the clients maybe $1,000 a month, sometimes it's $2,500 a month, based upon how deep or how many times I give them access to working with me. So different things that happens in that space. But as I was going through the notebook, I saw that I wrote down on one of the pages right in the very beginning. It says, sometimes no matter how hard you dance, people are just not going to clap for you. Sometimes no matter how hard you dance, right there, down. Sometimes no matter how hard you dance, people are just not going to clap for you. That means you can go as hard as you can for the people, give all the love you can for the people, show up in and out for the people, show up every day for the people. You can do all you want to do for the people. And people can even see other people give you praises, other people give you love, other people want your time, want your energy, want you to help them. You can even help other people have success, and those people will still be like, it's like we either people are going to follow leadership or they're going to be like groupies and just follow the sun. They would just follow whatever they see online, and in their mindset, what they think is something that's appealing to them. But for me, I don't just follow what's appealing. It's not because I'm looking for a certain type of look in a person. I'm looking for the lessons that I can get from a person. I don't care the age or how a person looks. The background, I look at their success that they've had, and their success that they have it will draw me in. Isa, love you, man. Uh, and all these things will actually be in my space to where I recognize for me, I want to be connected to leadership, connected to people who can get me from where I am right now to where it is that I want to go to and where I want to be at. So, and when you understand that for yourself, you have to understand that you yourself may have people on your team that you've been trying to lead people, get people to follow your instructions. You've been showing up and you've been having wins. You have sold products. You have hit the rank of director. You have done a bunch of different things that should amplify in a person's mindset that you know what you're talking about because they haven't done what you've done yet. And I had a leader a long time ago, David Emanite, who was a multi-million-dollar income earner now, CEO of one of his own companies now. But I remember when I used to fly different leaders in to come speak in my different organizations that I had, and David flew in to meet one of my leadership teams that I had in Columbia, South Carolina. He flew in, and why? Unknown caller. I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me cut this up. I wasn't looking for this phone to ring. I have two phones. This one don't always ring, but it's my other business phone. After hours, it's normally off, so I have to handle that later. My apologies for that right there. So anyway, let me turn all my phones off. So anyway, so when I picked David up at the airport, I picked him at the airport. He did an event for me. And when I was taking him back to the event, and David was like we just have like in this company we have ambassadors, and after ambassador you have like executive ambassador and other different levels of ambassadors. So David was like one of those people who's like quoting to one of the top ranks that we have in the company, past ambassador, 3 or 4 levels past that right there, right? And as he was, and it's called Diamond Executive. He was like something sapphire, triple executive, blue diamond, royal crown, some Corinthians diamonds, so whatever it was. So I was heading back to the airport. One of his other diamonds that he had, another gentleman who was at the same here, because just like in TLC, you can actually get to the same rank as your sponsor. You don't have to be beneath your sponsor. You can get to the same rank. So he worked with his other guy's leadership team until the guy got to the same rank. But sometimes you get people to at the same rank, or you could be working with people, and sometimes people may feel like they know more than you, and they may, who knows, they may know more than you. They may not really show you the same energy and love and respect anymore. All these things that I've witnessed, and I'm watching David go through this process as he's talking to one of his people on the call. He wasn't talking to the leader; he was talking to some of his people from his team, from the guy's team, because the guy's head got so far out of whack that he just wasn't plugging in. Started disrespecting and talking bad about the leadership to his team and things like that. Even though David had helped him get to a whole nother level financially, economically, situationally, and he still was disrespectful and talking bad. And that's what happens sometimes. People get so far ahead of themselves that they forget where they come from, or they'll forget how they got there. And there's a reason why I'm telling the story, right? And in the process of doing that, he said after he got the car, he was like, and of course he didn't want to de-edify, but I was driving around, so I'm hearing the conversation, and I'm a leader, so I'm really respecting it, and I'm like, I understand what's going on. Zoe, get in the bed, get in the bed. So as he said that he got the phone, he's like, hmm. He said, "No, Jason, no, we always call each other by last names." He said, "You know what, Mr. Scott?" He said, "What?" I said, "What's up, Mr. Eminitier?" He said, "You know what?" He said, I'm gonna have to get to this next level. He said, "I'm gonna have to rank up and get to the next level." He said, "But sometimes people forget. People will think that you guys are the same. They think that since you got to a certain level that you can't teach them no more, you can't whatever." He said, "You know what? I'm gonna have to get to this next level." He said, "I'm gonna have to rank up." And the next level was like a crazy astronomical number past that what he was already doing. And when he said it, he was serious about it. And he literally went to the next level in the business within a matter of months. He just ranked up. Now, again, part of that process, he had the same team, but he also added new people to his team. But he put all his energy and his focus into validating who he was as a leader, making sure that he was able to step up his game so that he can validate his own. Sometimes plays our ego plays a role in that. Like my ego plays a role in me not wanting to be sitting here telling myself I'm an executive director. I'm grateful for it. Trust me, but I know that I've hit pinnacles in this company that most people only dreamed of. I've been able to accomplish things in this company that most people will never do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a potential, but most people just never will do it because they're not willing to do a lot of things that I was willing to do. I did a lot of coaching, a lot of trainings. I would travel to different countries. I would be in countries that people in their countries was afraid to travel in their countries. People was afraid to be at places that I was traveling to in these countries. And then I would travel from country to country inside of a country, and I was just doing this thing because in my mind, so I'm like, I gotta, in order to service the many leads to greatness, service the many leads to greatness. In order for me to get where I gotta get to, I have to get as many people as I can to this level. And I spent all my time going to places that I knew was threatening. I remember Catherine, I was working with this pastor in Africa, and of course, he was a pastor. He's like to do. There they do church services sometimes 6, 7 times a week or something, 6, 7 days or whatever. And him and his team, they didn't. I'm like trying to do events. So while I'm in South Africa, I'm trying to do events in South Africa. So he was like, well, I I can't travel today, Mr. Scott. So I went on ahead and I got my own bus ticket, my own train thing. I'm traveling around on my own. I'm catching, it's called a Taxify. Taxify was like Ubers and things like that, right? I'm catching Taxifys on my own, setting things. I'm moving around the country like I live there. And I got to this one place. I'm walking in places like, say, every time I was with the pastor, he used to be like, yo, don't be over here because you can't keep your phones out. You can't be walking around with your phone in your back pocket. You can't do a lot of stuff because people will get you. And I'm a New Yorker, so my mindset, most New Yorkers think we can do it. They said, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So, we've been brainwashed to believe that we invincible. We can be here, whatever we want. That's most New Yorkers and stuff. We think we can do whatever. So I'm in these countries, I'm doing all this other stuff. And I remember getting to this one housing place. Right? And I got there, and the power was off in the entire building. And I'm seeing people standing around outside, goons, as we say, outside. I'm walking upstairs and stuff, and goons is walking in. I'm going to do a presentation in a place that people be like, heck no, there's no way. And I think I might have been like think at the time like a national or something when I was doing that. And I know people like, no, there's no way I'm going. I'm in this place. I'm going upstairs. I'm doing a presentation. Nothing. I'm since the lights are off and it's evening time. So now everybody got their people don't really have their flashlights or something, the cameras or something. So I got a camera going on over here. They got a candle light. I got my I got my flashlight on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm showing the presentation while I'm doing the stuff. I'm like, yo, because I was launching somebody's business, one individual person. And I said it because I was doing things that I know the average person they just wasn't willing to do. There's no way they was going to say that they was going to do that. But also, as I look at one of my previous checks to when I was like a national director, and it was like $43,000 for the week, 43,169 for the week, and it was in the month of March. I mean, this was when I was looking at it was like in February. And I'm like, man, I see, I've done some great things, but I was willing to do things that most people are not willing to do. But I only say all that story, guys, because for me, I know that I can't apologize for what I do. I can't apologize for the success that I've had. You can't apologize. Some people are going to want to make you feel bad for how hard you want to show up, and you want to show up for the calls, and you want to show up for opportunity calls. You want to do these meetings, you want to do these trainings. You want to be out on these calls 3, 4, 5 times, 6, 7, 8 times a week. You want to be meeting people 6, 3, 4, 5 times a day. People want to be upset and mad and think that you're crazy and all this other stuff. See, everybody wants to be a millionaire, right? Everybody, they always hear about millionaires. A lot of times they never really seen one in motion. They never seen one in motion to get there. So the things that we do look uncanny to people. How we show up looks very uncanny to people. The work that you're doing looks uncanny. And people, when you're doing it in their mindset, they're like, man, I can never do that. But of course, once you do it, everybody says that I'm going to do it. But like David, I was doing the things because in my mindset, I'm like, I got to rank up. Because there was other people, even though I was a national, I'm doing very well. There's still people that was in my organization that felt in their mindset, that wasn't my personal team, but there was other people that still was like, oh, that's just Jason L. Scott first. But nobody knew how hard I was doing, what I was doing. They all didn't know how much money I was making. Everybody was making their own money at the time. But I was like, you know what? Let me get to this other level. Let me get to global knockdown. Let me get to this next level financially. Let me get myself to this whole nother level so I can really show people where I am and what's going on, so I can prove to myself all these things that was happening. So for me, my own solution my own solution for myself was understanding this, right? Was understanding this. In solution, I know, and this is what we talk about all the time, right? In solution, I know that we have to have a plan. In solution, I know we have to have a strategy, right? In solution, I know we have to take what? Yeah. In the solution that we have for ourselves, we have to understand when we talk about the thing, we talk about to have a plan. And I say, like, this is our work week, first of the work week, and we show up in the huddle. This is part of our plan. In the work week, we say to ourselves, this is what we're going to do this week right here. We give strategies. And then once we have a plan, we give a strategy, and everybody on this call has something they need a solution to, whether it's a financial solution, economic solution, time freedom solution, pressure solution to get some of that pressure off, the anxieties you have because you have so many things coming at you, you're not sure exactly how you're going to figure it all out. All these things that we have going on that needs we're trying to figure out a solution for it. But in that solution comes the plan. It's like when I say get on these calls so we can come up with a plan for the week. Like if you said to me when I text in the group today, I said, what's the rank that you want to get to? Some people, of course, said that they want to get to director. Some people said they want to get to executive director. Some people said they want to get to a rising star. Whatever they said they want to get to, it's going to take whatever that's if that idea that you have is going to provide a solution for you. You have to be focused on the plan. the strategy that we give, and the action that we're going to take. And because I told everybody, I said, listen, this is our smart ship week. Everybody and their mama should be on this call right now. I'm tired. Listen, I'm not begging nobody to do nothing. I'm not begging. I'm believing. And I'm not going to keep asking the same people over and over and over to show up. If I got to text you to show up, that means you don't want to be there. If I got to remind you to get on a call that should be in your calendar, then you don't want to be there. Nobody have to remind me to be on the huddle that we do on Tuesdays because I got it on my phone already to remind me to get on there. Now, how can you have the huddle for rebirth in your phone and you're on that one and don't get on this one? How can you have in the huddle when we used to have the 8 o'clock calls, which those calls, by the way, are about to go away. So all the stuff I've been teaching everybody to get busy and learn how to present and stuff on their own, tag, you about to be it, because there ain't going to be nobody doing nothing except once a week, and then you're going to have to figure this thing out on your own. Now, of course, I'm going to be adding the plan, strategy, and action, but people have to do this stuff on their own because other leaders want to focus on with their own groups and their teams, and everybody wanting to plug into the other places, and those places going away. So when they go away, you're going to have to plug into yourself and create something for yourself with your organization, or stay plugged into what we have going on with Unity and be one of the leaders in Unity that also helps lead this organization and moves it forward. All right. These are things that I've been preparing people for prior to that. All the things that I've been asking people to do prior to this, because I know several things that's coming up when people don't know what's coming up. So now you understand that there's several things that's about to happen. Another shift is going to happen. We've been asking people to show up and be on the calls at a certain thing and a certain reason for a purpose. I've been asking you guys to get on this call, especially like right now. This is our smart ship week. Everybody should be putting together a plan and a strategy and action towards making sure that we all hit our goals this week. Let's say my personal goal is regional this week. If you're like when Swallow was like, her personal goal was saying, you know what, she's going to get this, she's going to get national done, even when she's getting regional done. I did all I could as a leader, helping to grind with my organization so that we can bring value in volume to ensure that my sponsor can hit her personal goal. This week right here, guys, we gotta press hard so we can make sure that we don't leave out a smart shit. Because again, we can hit ranks at any other weeks, but I'm not looking for everybody just to be hitting one rank a month. I'm looking for people to be in a space to where our smart shit week should be a week that everybody has their biggest paycheck. And when you have your biggest paycheck, you can put your back office to points or money, and let that money and points go to be on the side, so that when your smart shit runs 30 days from that money and those points to be there already. I hope you wrote that down. In your back office, under settings, you can set it for points or cash. That how many points, all right, a percentage of points or cash that you want to have coming out every single week or every single paycheck. And when you have the points and the cash going out every single paycheck, what's going to happen is it's going to be there. And when your smart ship runs, that money's going to be there for your smart ship. That money's going to be there to pay for your products. That money's going to be there already for you. This is that week right here, guys. That when I've been working on everybody is to help you have a plan. Because in my mindset, I know that if I can help people get a paycheck that can help them pay for their business, they'll stay in business. So we're working to all these plans and these strategies, the action that we take. Many people don't understand that process yet. So when I'm coaching and I'm saying, let's build and work every week leading up to the Smart Ship Week, so you and your team, there's enough people for you in your organization that you can actually pay for your Smart Ship. You can pay for products. It's going to get to the point where some of you guys, based on the money you're going to make that week, is going to be able to pay for an elite kit for the month, for you to be able to do what you got to do either for the week or for the month. It's going to be a lot of things that you can do as you keep sticking to the plan and understand the strategy and the action that we take towards that. But this has to be a big week. So with that being said, I had a leadership call with Twala yesterday. So let me kind of cover some things. First of all, she talked about a few things. Write this down. That mastermind that we have on the 13th, between 7 and 9 o'clock. Make sure you guys sign up for that. If you have to be on 120, so if you're not on 120, you can't be a part of that. But the 120, is the first thing that we do when we talk about loving the products, and we say being a product of the product and falling in love with your product. That's the first thing we already do already. It's a long-term strategy, long-term investment strategy, long-term residual strategy, long-term strategy. I just told you now to pay for your business and pay for your products and pay for your bills. I remember I would work so hard that on that one week when my smart shit week would come, I had so many people all over the world that no matter what was happening on the other weeks, that one week was paying all my bills for the house, all my bills for the business, all my bills for me to travel, all my flights, all my things, my slush fund, everything that I had that one week as time had gone on, because time was going by anyway, that one week I was able to pay everything. But the most important part of that was it wasn't just me. I was teaching the same strategy so that other people can also pay their bills. And I teach a strategy so good that I look for people to bypass me and nobody be less than what I do. Like I told you, David got to the same point. Somebody got the same point as David. And so David said, you know what, let me go rank up. Now, after he did it, it got the other guy back in alignment. The other guy started respecting him more, started doing because he was like, man, he still got it. Unfortunately, had to take him to do that. But whether the guy fell in line or not, David had to prove to himself and prove to everybody else that he was it. And sometimes you got to do that for yourself. This month is a big month for me, personally for myself, because in my mindset, this gonna be the biggest month that we have. That I'm gonna do the most work that I've done. I'm gonna focus solely on my personal organization and team. Give everything that I can do, every call, every time. But I need everybody stepping up as well. I need Deidre doing her own calls. I need Catherine doing her own calls. I need Patricia doing her own calls. I need everybody doing their own calls. I be working around your people at the same time. Raquel doing her own calls, Pamela doing her own calls. I need people doing their own things, and I'm going to still work around those things. But I still need people doing their own things because that's the phase that we're in right now. We're in that time to where everybody has to step up because that's one of the things that Twala was talking about. So being on that 120 club, that mastermind, make sure you guys are on 120 so you can actually be a part of that on that call. All right. Then of course she was saying that she was talking about the opportunity calls. I told you guys just now that we're going to go from doing it every day to just that one time a week. And I think we agreed we're going to do it like on a Thursday. So that's going to give people an opportunity to be doing launch calls and other things that they can do for themselves. That's going to be happening for that right there. Then of course you guys know we talked about the GLP-1. That's the third thing she talked about. And again, that's one of those weight loss products that's Ozempic. People have been hearing all about it. You can watch a bunch of videos and learn more on your own about GLP-1. Become your own, become the you can say expert if you want to, but just learn enough about that product because that's a big product. You can whether you learn about GLP-1 or you can go like Google like Ozempic, which is just a brand name for that product. It's not the product itself, it's the brand name for that product. All right. And again, as you might go to their website, you can see how they talk about the products. Keeping in mind that as a network marketer, there's a lot of things that we can't say. Talking about it, we can't say certain things about weight loss and other stuff. They'll let us know the things that we can and cannot say so that we don't get in any trouble with this organization that monitor the things that network marketing companies say and people say to ensure that we're not giving health claims and medical claims and things like that. So those things are important in what we do. But it's important that you understand that we're doing right now, we're dripping all of April. Maybe we're going to be in pre-launch. And he was saying that Jack was saying that he wants to do like 15,000 pre-orders of the GLP-1. So we got to take that as if you want 15,000 orders, that means in your mindset, how many of that 15,000 do you want to have for yourself? Pre-orders for you and the people that you know. I already got people asking me about it. I just enrolled somebody today who somebody was asking her about it. I got somebody else that I talked to today that I just signed up a couple of days ago, and she was telling me that somebody watched their page and was like, "Hey, I was hearing about GLP-1." So people are already starting to ask. Now the thing is this: you got to remember, it's you plus people on your personal team. So how many people let's say you got me on your team and I got 100 orders, and you got Nikki on your team, and she has 100 orders. You got DJ team, DJ has 100 orders. That's 300 orders plus you may have 100. That's 400 orders that you can actually have, that you have ready for the time that this thing actually launches, that you can get paid commission on in your organization and team. There's a lot that can happen for you in that space, in that time, that I need you guys to understand that's available for you. And when you get that, just know that you're in the best place, the best space. Let me talk later. See a little bit. You're in the best place, in the best space, in order for you guys to really get this thing hopping off and popping the way you need to. So I want you guys to know, man, that this stuff is really important. That you get yourself ready, because this is a part of this New Year's, this new money, everything that they talked about already. This is an amazing part of that right there. All right. So I want to make sure you guys understood this right here, guys, because this is an important part of what's happening right now. Now, the other thing I'm talking about, she was talking about also. Well, she was talking about two things. She's talking about tap rooting and presenting. Write that down. So she wants to talk about the mastermind, talk about the individual, about the opportunity called individual teams doing it for their own selves or whatever. The GLP-1, tap rooting, and of course, getting people to present. Tap rooting is basically one of the key things that we do as network marketers, that you may sponsor me. And if I sponsor Nikki, you got to make it your business to go find Nikki and work with Nikki. If Nikki sponsors D, you make it your business to work around Nikki and find D and start working with D, right? If D sponsors Craig, your job to work around Nikki D, and start working with Craig, helping. The reason why you're doing this, guys, because you're looking to find other leaders, because it may not be the person you sponsor. The person you sponsor may be a dud. But before they kind of fell to the wayside, or they kind of chilled, or they told you, well, life got in the way, Mr. Scott, and life is so heavy on me right now, you're like, great. Why they doing life? Because life is on everybody's back at the same time. But some people let life literally lay on their backs and lay on their bellies and keep them pinned down. While other people are like, listen, I got to keep moving because I can't let life like hold me down and take my life. So, and while that person is in that mode, you got to, whether they on a holding pattern or they quit, if you have worked through them quickly and you found Nikki, you guys may know Nikki herself is a superstar. She's already been out and about making things happen, on calls, doing things, hosting calls, talking about the products, doing everything else. But you have to go through the person you sponsored to find Nikki, or Nikki may have sponsored D. And I'm saying, and it's some other universe talking about some other Nikki. That person could have quit too. Not in this one. We already know who this one is here. But let's say another universe, the person you sponsored the first level and second level quit. But before they did, it led you to a Deidre. And Deidre got in the business and she got busy. And she started to see, so tap rooting is important. You know what I'm saying? That in order for you to be able to find the leaders, but also inside that process is the fact that you still may have a Bruce or a Nikki, and they still may be working in the business, but you still work around, because as you work with Bruce, you're helping Bruce to find people, and you're helping Nikki to find people, and you're helping D to find people, you're helping Craig to find people. You know what I'm saying? Because you got your calendar, you're working with other people you personally sponsored as well, but you're working down through people so you can stabilize your business. If this is a leg of business that you sponsored, in order for you to really stabilize that leg of business, you got to start going deep. You got to start working. When people start saying, I got a big team. Well, the team is a bunch of people working together, people showing up together, people doing presentations together, people doing their own individual things, people selling products, people working together as a team to build the binary. To make that happen, you got to stabilize this leg of business. You got to go through this and get this leg of business moving. So that means each person you sponsor is a brand new leg of business. So you got to work through these people quickly and help them stabilize. That's why many of you guys on the call, I'll call Michelle, I'll call Divine, you know what I'm saying? I'll call Tyon, I'll call Sunshine. All you guys are, that's not my front line. These are second line and third line people that I'm reaching out to. I'll call Catherine. You got me? I text Catherine, get on this call, because I'm still working and finding and tap rooting and helping other people, even though all of you guys are formidable and know how to do it on your own as well. But because I know I got other legs of business I'm working with, if I got time on my calendar that I can still keep working through and locking my business in, I'm going to tap root. So tap rooting is an important part of what we have going on. That means Michelle, like, you got Tyon in the business and stuff, and people that he sponsored, you want to work with them, and then doing calls for them and GPS sessions for them, and doing things like that for them. And I'm saying, and I'm doing the same thing, working around you to work with Ty and work with his people the same way. I'm saying, because that's your business requires that you do this to stabilize and lock your business in. And then, of course, the last thing, guys, when we talked about was presenting. I need other people doing a presentation. It's actually a new presentation that they just actually came up with. I'm going to actually send it to Nikki. I didn't send it to anybody else yet, because we're going to look at it and go through some things first on it to make sure that there's any other thing we want to have added to it. But there's going to be a new presentation that we're going to actually have. You guys are going to have access to the new presentation as well. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I could have showed it to you guys if I could find it. If I could find the presentation here. Give me 1 second. Let me see something here. Because I didn't send so many text messages out and send some things out to everybody else. Let me see. Let me see if I know I sent it to you, Nikki. Okay, I see it right here. Hold on a second. I think this is the one right here. Okay, this is it. I wanted to get a chance. I should have tried to download it. I didn't think about trying to get it onto the thing earlier. But it's going to basically be, it's going to be a little bit like this or something. It's going to be like, it's going to start off with this right here. It's going to be a little bit, talk a little bit. Of course, you're going to talk about, let me see if you guys can see this. Talks a little bit about the, what is that? The health, time, money, whatever and stuff. Then of course it talks about the company, right? And when it was founded and things like that. Then from there, it talk about the leadership team with Jack and John and Twila and Daryl. Right? Talk about the different energy we tap into right here, like digital marketing and as you see, health and wellness, coffee, drop shipping, and weight control. We have that in there. You can kind of mention those people. Then they talk about the products that we have. Then of course after that, testimonials, which I've been wanting that to be earlier in the presentation. Talk about it being a drop shipping business. That the community app that we have for the rebirth and everything else for training. Then it goes on how we get paid. And once it goes into that right there, talk 50% partnership with it. And you see, as it just simplifies so people understand. I wanted it to be simple. My own presentation is always just real simple. It didn't have a whole lot to explain it with a bunch of different lines. Everything could be a little confusing. Same thing with the referral bonuses, just simple in this process. It makes it easy for people to just, simple is a lot better. That's why when I talked about, I did the presentation, I would never like really show, because it's too many lines and stuff, you understand? I never really wanted that one. The original one that we had as a team was like this already. So I didn't want to have to do it on my own, but I didn't want the one they had, but I was trying to stay uniform with the group. So I did that one. That's the binary thing we talk about. Then of course you show people how the binary works in the process. So it's a more simplified version of what we have going on for everybody to kind of see. Matching bonuses. You see that's right here. It's coming up. So it's a more simplified version of everything. Then some of you guys may not know, because we didn't talk about it all the time, but there's also a lifestyle bonus, which I was waiting for them to put that back into the presentation. It's a $1,500 a month lifestyle bonus when you get to like national and above. You can use that whether you use that for your car note, phone, house note, whatever. All right. And then after that, we talk about just how to get started launching the business. So with the product pack. So we're still figuring out the last few things on it, but it's going to be a more simplified presentation. But you guys are going to have to be ready to start showing the plan and doing the presentation. And the thing is, the people I sponsored to date, it just basically came because I was just the one I sponsored today and yesterday, because I'm just meeting people. Like I was scheduling a bunch of different calls, schedule calls. I've been trying to leave my calendar open for people because I'm gonna do some calls. I got some calls with some of you guys after this call. The reason why I said call me after this call is so I can get ahead and add you guys to some stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna add some people to some stuff Sunday and the rest of this week right here. So many of you guys in this call, I'm gonna be working. I got new people. I'll be launching them this week myself because again, I can only do but so much for people. Because after that, people got to do it for themselves. But this week is going to be me launching a bunch of new people. I put a bunch of new people in out the country as well. So I'm going to spend a lot of time working with people in a lot of different places. So I'm recommending, guys, that those of you who that we can get some activity going on this week, I want to make sure we get some activity going on. Now, the last thing I'm going to say to you guys is this is our week for ranking up. Friday is Smart Ship. That means you and everybody in your team do their 120 Smart Ship. If you have people that used to be in the business before, I recommend you call them, let them know there's a new product coming, a new product line that's coming back online. And you can talk to them about that if you want, and maybe they may see the need to get themselves reignited because they don't want to miss out on that. But call some of these people, check on them, see what they got going on in their life, and some of them may. The reason why I also told you guys about the being product of the product and fall in love with the product is because when you don't get a person to fall in love with the product and then they let life get in the way, they stop ordering products. Some of them will stop ordering product even though it helped them out health wise. So you call some of these people back and say, listen, I know when you told me when you first joined, you said that this product, this is for you and your family. You said that you need to lose some extra weight. You said this was going to happen. I recommend you at least keep yourself onto the products while you're doing what you do have going on. So therefore you can maintain that lifestyle that you said you want to be able to have. So this is important that everybody on this call work to get the people that checked out, check back in. Because if you add them to the plate, and even if our smart ship is set to run on Friday, don't wait the Friday to get them reactivated. That's for everybody else who's already activated in the company. I don't want them waiting until the last second, then they don't do it. Call all your people that you had, get them to place their order for at least 3 products. Let them know you're going to be working with them. You're going to help them get some things set up. You're going to teach them how to promote and get their banner for what's coming for the GLP-1. Get them excited about that, about the new launch of everything else, and help you get your people back aligned. And then this week, if some of them get aligned, some of them may get people onto a phone call. Some of them may actually place people onto a call because they get excited about that one product. One of the ladies that I got a launch call for on Monday, that's what happened. Same thing. Matter of fact, she's under, and that's going to be for Patricia. That's going to be for LaShonda. I got a call I'm doing for her on Monday. All right, and I'm saying this because again, I sponsored Patricia. She didn't, but I'm working through her. She's flying around doing everything she got going on, but I've been reaching out to her people. But LaShonda is also somebody who actually had a phone call that somebody was like, "Hey, I heard that this product, this right here. Did you know about this product? Are you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm in it. Matter of fact, I'm in TLC. Why you didn't tell me you was back in TLC? I've been wanting to do TLC. You know what I'm saying? So of course now, and again, I told you guys before, some people are just casual connectors, and they'll have life and a bunch of things going on until somebody mentioned the product. And I've been saying this as a training, until somebody mentions the product to them or something about it, then they'll be like, let me get myself back active. But once they say they're ready, you got to grab them up quickly. So now that the person called and say, I want that product from you. So she called me and she's like, hey, first she was texting me first. And she's like, hey, I got, she's like, I got some people who said that they saw this banner, wanted to know if I was doing it. And I'm like, I said, that's why I told you to keep active and keep your stuff going. Let's get busy. Like, yeah, I want to take it. I need to get this thing going because it was asking me. They said they want to join me with TLC too. I said, I know that's why I told you got people that gratefully they called you and they didn't just go join somebody else and then try to call you to join them. They at least looking to join you. So I said, well, get me on the phone with them. Send me their numbers. Let me call them. I know you are on vacation right now. Let me talk to them for you on your behalf. So I'm telling you all the things that I'm doing for myself. I'm working around because this has to be a big week for all of us. It has a big month for me and for us. But you got to say to yourself, sometimes you got to be selfish for yourself. If people are taking their time playing around, you got to go build it on your own. Build it again like you brand new. I'm building right now like I'm brand new. I love people, but you can only hold around and wait around for people so long before you got to go. You got to zoom on and continue on. And none of that stuff is that's the part of being sometimes, even though we work with people, but you have to have the selfishness about yourself, because sitting there and go, you'll be okay. Just trust me. I know. Keep trying to say the same thing to the same person, and you got to convince them to keep on going. This ain't that. This ain't that type of deal. If you keep on staying in that state, you're gonna keep attracting other people in that same state because as they're in this space, you're emotionally connected to. I know it's hard. I know it's rough. I know it's rough. But okay, well, let me know when you're ready. I'll come back and help you. And then while you turn from them, you're looking back into the world. I gotta find me some more people that I can save and be a savior for. And now you'll find somebody else who go, I want to do it, but you just that life. You go, I know. It's just that if you just keep on, you keep on stuff going, and I understand. I know where you are. I know it's tough out here. The world is tough. I know. Okay, you good? Okay, great. I gotta go find somebody else I can go save. And now you got 2 or 3 people you keep trying to save, and they ain't trying to save themselves. You have to be selfish in this moment, guys, and go save yourself because you can't save anybody else if you can't save yourself. Until you save yourself, you teach in theory. Until you save yourself, until you save yourself, all this stuff is Googleable. All this information is good. Everybody can Google all this. Everybody can be a they can. It's like Facebook philosophers. They be on Facebook and Instagram saying all these queries and asking questions. You like, oh my God, that's very articulate. Saying all these statements and stuff. And then the first time you see a video of them going live or how they on their real life, they ain't nothing about how they talk about. All this time I'm following this person who this Facebook philosopher, but you could be all you want to be. Whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish. Then you say, well, let's do this over here. Oh no, that ain't for me right there now. It ain't for me right there. But you can be all you want to be. So, but every time it comes to changing their own situation, they want to be teachers. But they don't want to be out here authoring it themselves and being the person that's out here writing and authoring their life. Right now, guys, we have to author our life on a daily basis. We have to be the authors of what shows up. So this has to be a big week. The strategy is going to, if many of you guys already have, if you haven't gotten your elite kits, I need you to get them like immediately. Get your elite pack today. If you have gotten started with only a product or two, even though Smart Ship is on Thursday, you have between now you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to sell pre-sale product. Use that money and put it back into your Smart Ship. So don't say, well, if I buy the kit today, no, you getting the kit so you can sell the product. I need you guys purchasing the product. This has to be we got to move the needle today. We can't wait until Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday to see if people are going to do something. And then we decide we want to do it. This has to be a day that we really put this thing out here. And if you got products you need to order them today. When I look into the back office, I'm seeing everybody's numbers, seeing who's doing what. If you don't look at your numbers and see nothing is happening, and you're just sitting there and doing nothing. Say to yourself, let me order the kit, let me order the pack so I can go sell. And then once you get the product, sell the product. I talked to Nikki today. She said she sold some product just before the call. Like another order came through. Excellent. We're not getting the product just to have the product. Getting the product, we can sell the product. I went to the post office. I sent several products off myself from the post office, 5 or 25s that people are getting. This has to be a week, guys, that we go hard, but it has to start today. Every day you should be getting some volume so you can better close out this week strong. Get some volume going through the organization between people joining and buying products. I'll be working with you guys individually to make sure you guys are strategizing correctly for your goals. So if you guys need me today, tomorrow, I think I got a call I got to do here in a few minutes. I got to hop off the call to get ready for this call with Sharon. But I'll be available to do some strategy sessions, some other stuff. And again, guys, that's if you got you plus a group of people, then we can have a strategy session to really put it. If you by yourself, you just got to order some product and get ready for the build out. You got to get some product and get ready for the universe is not going to give you what you're not willing to give yourself. You can't keep saying we want people to buy stuff and do stuff and you're not willing to even invest in yourself. I understand that sometimes economics just are where they are. Trust me when I tell you, I get that. I'm not talking about that. That's where your mouth game is going to happen. Because this business is marketing. We get paid to talk to people and to market the products. So because wealthy people focus on OPM, that's other people's money. You don't have to. It says take money, make money. You don't have to take your money. You can literally pre-sell product before it comes. Use that money that they send to you, and you can order a product pack with that money. So it's a lie that it takes your money. It can take other people's money. You just got to be willing to actually use other people's money because that's what wealthy people do. When they invest in properties, they're not using their own money. They're finding investors to invest in something. When they build in builders and businesses, they're not using their own money. They're using other people's money. But you know whose money they're using? The people who are in what they call Rolodex or in their list. That's who they call it. I don't want to. The people I know, just a lie. Stop it. People, successful people, call them through their list all the time. They're not. I'm gonna find some random people, just the people who want to invest. No, they're calling people from their list. That's why we tell you to put your. Some people go, they still got you putting a list together. Yeah, that's what the heck wealthy people do. They go to their list or their Rolodex, and they see who's doing what. They go to their sources. That's what they do. OPM. OPIs, other people's ideas. You don't have to use your own idea to become wealthy. You have to have this your own idea. I don't even want to have to be trying to. Listen, I've done it. I've been called companies. I didn't sent out formulations. I didn't check on formulations. I didn't have them formulate stuff. I didn't have them. Man, I ain't got no time for all that, man. Just got to design it, the logo, design the pattern. Whatever. That's your thing. So it's great. More power to you. I respect it. If that's your passion project, you got a product you're working on, that's great. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna use other people's ideas. This right here, just like we're gonna use the idea. We ain't TLC not gonna invent GLP-1. We're not gonna invent that. We're gonna use that idea to get wealthy. So use other people's so OPM, OPI, OPE. That's another thing that wealthy people focus on. OPE, other people's efforts. That basically means that I would say network marketing is a lot of people doing a little bit. You don't have to do it all. You got to find a lot of people, they all doing a little bit. 300 over here, 200 over here. Some going to do 1,000, some going to do 2,000, some going to do 50. The same, but everybody together. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's time and effort than 100% of my own time. That's your focus. OPE and LF OPM. Learn from other people's mistakes. LF OPM. Learn from other people's mistakes. That's where the coaching and the mentorship comes from. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've done all the stuff. What I'm gonna do is, Mr. Scott, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Every time somebody tell me, I already know what they're talking about. I didn't done it. I've watched it fail 1,000 times. Or watched a lot of people try it already. Because when you never did this before, the most simplest strategy seems we all do it. Because I've done it. I've met with people for things. And I'm like, you know what? It'd be a good idea to do. Not thinking. I met with city councilors before talking about, you know what? I believe that. And I'm thinking later on, I'm finding out, man, they've been handing this same thing, but I'm thinking I'm being innovative. But yeah, you know, because I'm thinking where you can help the homeless and what the thing is, you can do this right here, but only to come to find out that they had done this before in the past and it had burned down and collapsed and all type of things. But in my mindset, it sounds good because I don't know enough about it all, but it just seems like an easy solution. So when the people look at this business, things seem like an easy solution. They'll go, you know what? I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna build it. You be like, okay. But mentorship is wisdom without waiting. When you mentor people, you can move a lot faster. So guys, I appreciate you guys for logging on to this call. And let me see, I think I saw a lady or somebody raised their hand earlier. Did you have a question or something you had, lady? You're still there?
Um, I think for the mastery training, it was a requirement to have an elite kit purchase as well as the 120 smart ship.
No, it was either or. It's 120, but
Okay.
it's the 120, or if you have the elite kit, which most people who got the elite, they got that right there. Now there will be other things they're gonna do for either or, but the 120 is a major thing. But that's I appreciate you saying that because it could have been misinterpreted that way because I had to look at it 2 times myself.
Yeah.
But trust me, I got you. So it could be either or to make that happen.
And what's the deadline?
Well, you already know before the call because you have to have verification for it. I got to look at it again. Nikki, do you know if they have to have validation by a certain time? But if you guys know, we do our
Yeah,
on the
they're
10th.
they're gonna verify for the month of March.
Okay, so you have to have had it done for March.
Yeah.
And they told us in March, so we had enough time to kind of get ourselves ready for it when they first introduced it. But so if you guys have done it, that'll be a good thing. If not, I'll be talking to Twala, find out if people, I'm gonna talk to her about if people do it by the 10th, that they make and do it. I mean, I at least ask, because even though she said she want to do it that way, because I know we want people to be on it, but if people upgrade and from this point stay on it, it may be something. So we'll still ask to see. But that's why they want people to do it, because they always like to give gifts and extra things for those who stay ahead of it and not wait till the last second to do something and stuff. So, but I appreciate it. Coach Catherine, you got a question?
Hi, great evening. Yes. So you had said that somebody was interested in the GLP-1 and that you signed them up. Did you sign them up right away with like on the tea, or you just put them on the
Product.
list
No, yes,
on the
no, I'm
product?
talking about something with the product. They just understand what's coming. I put them in on the product. We don't got GLP-1 right now, but I'm not waiting for them to. I don't want them to come on board later. I want them to get in now, start using the product, start putting together a list of other people that they can have, start getting customers, and some of their customers may actually be able to use that product when it comes later as well. But for the fact that people just saw that it's coming, they don't want to wait. They want to get in now and start the promotion process too. Right, but you got customers. You can put your customers on the list for that right there who don't want to join the business. Yes, anybody who else? Does somebody else have a question before we're done? Okay, good stuff, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys logging on to this call today. This huddle is important. Make sure you guys are putting a strategy with your teams. Get with Nikki, get with the team leaders. Put your strategy with how you guys are going to rank up, what you guys are going to do. Let me have some conversation with you guys as well for those who need me as well. Michelle, you know, I do have a launch call. I told you to call me after this call, Michelle. But as soon as I finish this, I got to make sure Sharon still need me for the 7 o'clock. Then after that, I'll call you I'll reach out to you when I'm done, Michelle. But I appreciate you guys logging on to this call. Make sure you guys reach out to me so we can strategize. I want some activity going on with all of you guys through the weekend. I want to get you guys on my calendar as well. So I may be reaching out to you as well. But whatever you guys got on your calendar, please text me. Let me know what days and times you have things on your calendars as well. So if I have an open space, I may slide myself into your calendar as well. All right. You guys have an amazing and a powerful new year. Sharon, hit me up right after this call. Let me know what we're doing at 7. Love you guys. Guys, be good. Thanks a lot, Nikki. Thanks a lot, Coach Catherine. Thanks a lot, Michelle, Peggy. Appreciate you guys. Bye.